everyone, welcome back to the channel, and as promised, this will be a comparison between two 1/6 scale Eric Draven figures from the movie The Crow. The one on the left is by Sideshow Collectibles, and the one on the right is the Hot Toys version. Now the one on the right, the Hot Toys version, is 10 years old now at the time of me filming this comparison, and the Sideshow figure on the left is 1 year old. So quite a big time difference between them, but it's going to be an interesting video. I hope you enjoy it. Drop a like on it for me, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Instagram at DeanKnight333. I'll get a look at the boxes in a minute, but I'll just show you all the accessories for each figure while they're out here on display. You get some good stuff with each version, but the Sideshow one came with all the weapons that you'd want, and the Hot Toys one didn't come with any weapons. The Sideshow one also comes with 9 hands, whereas the Hot Toys version comes with 6 hands. The guitar comes with the Hot Toys version, no matter which version you get, whether it's the regular or the Sideshow edition or the Hot Toys exclusive. Pretty sure you get the guitar no matter what you do. But the Sideshow version, you had to get the exclusive version to get the guitar, and I'm afraid I just got the regular one, so I don't have the guitar to compare to the Hot Toys one, unfortunately, folks. But it's weird with the Hot Toys figure being shorter than the Sideshow one. His hands seem a lot bigger than the Sideshow, unless the Sideshow's hands are too small, but that's not something that's ever really jumped out at me. Could be, but it is interesting. The one on the right is a shorter figure. I mean, I've had to not put the Sideshow figure on his base because it would make him even more obviously tall. I wanted to, just for the beginning of the video, have him look kind of level, but it is interesting with the difference in the hand size. Accessory wise, I definitely give it to the Sideshow version, especially if you get the one that comes with the guitar as well. And you got the guitar and all the weapons and all the hands and the crow. Very nice accessories. Would have been cool to get the gravestone. A couple of other things probably would come to mind, but overall I think it's a nice array of accessories. And with the Hot Toys version you get a crow that's flying, which is pretty nice. And not too many hands, but they're decently sculpted and painted. And the guitar, a strap for the guitar there that's still wrapped up, and the lightning rod, or whatever you call it, that he uses to fight Top Dollar at the end, and the nice old school Hot Toys base. But overall I'll give the accessories to the Sideshow version. This is all, just personal taste, folks. I'm not even sure at this point, when I've started filming it, which one I'm going to choose. Is, if I could only own one. I'll try and tell you that at the end. I'll see how I feel as I go through all these different categories. And we'll get into the head sculpt comparison soon as well, but I just want to mention, when I sold this version originally, I had it for many years. I had it from day one, and then I got a little bit bored with it. I think the reason was the expression with the teeth showing. After about 5 or 6 years, I just kind of got a little bit bored of looking at it, and I always will love The Crow, the movie. It was one of my favourite films of all time. But at the time, I just kind of got into other things. And I remember thinking, I just wish this head sculpt wasn't smiling, or at least maybe they give you a second head sculpt with just more of a straight expression, like the Sideshow one. The skin tone of the neck is vastly different here as well. I mean, the Hot Toys one, the neck on that is really quite tan. And he is supposed to have been dead for a year. The Sideshow one is much more pale. But I do like having the kind of more just straight expression. I did paint a little bit of extra black around the eyes and on the lips on the Sideshow one, folks, just to bring out the likeness a little bit more. I think it helped a lot. I might even add a little bit more black around the eyes at some point, but there was absolutely no need to do that with the Hot Toys version. It's an excellent sculpt still to this day. It is nice that the Sideshow figure comes with a hand from the scene with Fun Boy, including the ring on his pinky and a really gnarly hole in the hand with a bullet hole. And yeah, just really good job with the hands here, and very good weapons. The sword is plastic, but it looks very convincing. Nice detail on the shotgun. The other guns look great. And then over here. Pretty decent job on the hands by Hot Toys. Nice weathering on this, and the guitar may not be 100% screen accurate, but it's pretty damn nice. Very nicely detailed, real strings. Then we have the box for the Sideshow figure on the left and the Hot Toys box on the right. I definitely prefer the Hot Toys box. It's more high-end feeling and looking, and I prefer the artwork that they chose. So I definitely give it to the Hot Toys one. Both nice. Obviously Sideshow went with pictures of the actual figure for the box, whereas Hot Toys went for the very famous poster from the film, which I had on my bedroom wall back in '94. For the back of the boxes we have Sideshow with another picture of the figure on the back, but with a crow that you don't get with the figure. That would have been really nice to get a spread-winged flying crow, as well as the perched one that we get with the figure. So you just get the one perched crow with the Sideshow version, but that's a really cool image. And on the back of the Hot Toys box we've got information and credits. And there's a kind of crow feather motif all over the box, the front, the sides. You can kind of feel it with your fingers when you're handling the box, which is really clever and quite cool. Okay, now without their bases, just standing right in line with each other, side by side, Sideshow on the left, Hot Toys on the right. The Hot Toys figure is shorter than the Sideshow, that is obvious, but I will measure them both now with a measuring tape and let you know exactly how tall they are. So the Sideshow figure was exactly 12 inches tall, and the Hot Toys one was just over 11.5 inches tall. Okay, let's get a look at the two different head sculpts. We've got the Sideshow head on the left and the Hot Toys head sculpt on the right. Pretty much 10 years between them. But the Hot Toys one still looks fantastic. Now the Hot Toys one has a neck. The neck and the head are one piece. The Sideshow head on the left is just a head, and that connects onto the neck that's part of the body. I like the hair on both of them. I really do. I do like the way the hair looks more heavy from the weight of the rain on the Hot Toys one on the right here. I also like the way the makeup is done around the eyes with the lines coming out from the top of the bottom. It looks more accurate to me on this Hot Toys one compared to the way they're just quite thin and a little bit too long on the Sideshow head. Now I do see Brandon Lee in there, but there's no question with the Hot Toys one who that is. But for me, I do see Brandon in there. It's probably helped by the fact that I enhanced the black makeup around the eyes a little bit. That seemed to help a lot. And the structure of the face is really good by Sideshow, and so is Hot Toys. The eyes seem darker on the Hot Toys head sculpt as well, the actual pupils. I've been looking on Google trying to find out what colour Brandon Lee's eyes were, and all the pictures, they look kind of brown, but maybe with a hint of green in there. So the Sideshow eyes seem a little bit more heading towards the green area, whereas the Hot Toys ones are just darker, a little bit more piercing. I can't help but wonder if I was to get the Sideshow eyes repainted, if that would really help with the likeness. I think it would, because the Sideshow eyes definitely appear lighter in colour than the Hot Toys ones. I'll just get really close up to both of them for you. You can see a seam at the top of the hair there, just after the hairline on the Sideshow figure, pretty obvious seam, but in regular viewing distance I've never really paid much attention to it or had it jump out at me. It's not really a problem. You've got the scar across the nose. Yep, prominent chin. Looking good. And then come over here to the Hot Toys one. Yeah, I mean that is 100% him. The chin's going to look slightly different because of the expression he's making. That would have an effect, I guess. Let's get really over the top and have a look at the shape of the nose. Let me just come back here, but yeah, the Hot Toys nose, that's how that looks. We'll come over here. Yeah, you know, I don't really know much about Brendan Lee's nose, but they both look good to me. Both conveying different emotions. You could say there's a kind of lack of emotion in the Sideshow one, but I think it looks intense. Especially you tilt the head forward slightly. He looks quite mean. Let's have a look at the side profiles. And from this angle, I definitely have to give it to the Hot Toys one. I mean, it's always going to be the Hot Toys one all day. I can hear you screaming at your phones or your screen, whatever you're watching this on. But yeah, the Hot Toys one is definitely a stronger likeness. And also from the side, I really like the layering of the hair on the Hot Toys. You've got 1, 2, 3. I think it's 3 layers of hair there, all on top of each other, gradually getting longer. That's a really cool effect. The Sideshow sculpt is just one solid piece. Does the Hot Toys one have the scar across the nose? I have to turn it to the front and check. I don't see it. Maybe it's there very, very faintly. No, I can't really see much of a scar across the nose. But it's definitely there on the Sideshow one. See, I think that is him. I think maybe the eyes just need darkening a little bit. The actual eyeballs, or the pupils, just a little bit light. I think it would really help if they were repainted, so I'll have to think about that. But I see it. I see him. And now from this side profile, still liking the Hot Toys hair more. And the likeness, even you can't see much of it from the side. Definitely stronger on the Hot Toys one for me. You can see the nose as well. Let's see. That's how the Sideshow nose looks from the side. It's the Hot Toys. That seems a bit more right to me. Chin. A bit more of a prominent chin. Coming out a bit more on the Hot Toys one on the right. Now obviously because the Sideshow head doesn't have a neck, we don't actually have a neck on the Hot Toys one at the moment, but that's kind of what the Sideshow head would look like on the Hot Toys body and clothing. It's pretty cool. Okay, we have the Sideshow Collectibles coat on the left and the Hot Toys one on the right. And I got some damage that I've just noticed on the inner collar back there from, I guess, the hair touching against the back of the collar on the Hot Toys one. So that is going to need to be sorted out pretty promptly before that gets any worse. This Hot Toys coat and pants are notorious for deteriorating over time, just crumbling away. That thin layer of whatever it is that's kind of on top of material, so once this all peels away you're left with a completely different kind of texture. And it's a damn shame that that happens, but it seems pretty inevitable. So I'm going to try and seal the coat and the pants on the Hot Toys figure with something to try and prevent it from getting any worse. But the quality of the Sideshow jacket and pants, it just feels different. And I have heard over the years more in conversations about the difference between Sideshow Vader figures and Hot Toys Vader figures. Apparently the Sideshow ones hold up a lot better when it comes to that fake leather material. Also, the Sideshow figure has this really beautiful kind of lining inside with some really nice patterns, which the Hot Toys one does not have. I don't really know if it's supposed to be there or not, but it's a really nice hidden feature. Beautiful. But I'll let you know over the years how it goes with the Sideshow stuff, whether it holds up to the test of time, if anything starts to peel or dry out and start to look like what we're seeing on the collar on the Hot Toys one. There's a damn shame. I didn't know about that, but yeah, it is on its way out. I've also got an area on the pants, the inner thigh, that's like that as well. But the overall appearance between the two, I would say the Hot Toys one looks more accurate to the movie, at least when it's in good condition, brand new out of the box when it first came out. It just looks more like the one in the movie to me. There's certain details missing, and I think they're missing on the Hot Toys one as well, like on the, what would you call them, like the little lapels or whatever. I think there's like a little slit there for a button on the real coat. The Hot Toys coat on the right has more bullet holes, kind of all over the place. You can see some at the back there. But yeah, that looks very accurate. Sideshow one, just a little bit more, I don't know, a bit more clean, less wrinkly looking. I like the way the wrinkles kind of naturally happen in the Hot Toys one. Looks good for the scale as well. So I'm going to try putting the Sideshow coat on the Hot Toys figure, for reasons I'll explain later. Get a close up on that, hold it. Yeah, check your Crow figures, folks, from where the collar is getting touched by the hair. This is what the Hot Toys figure looks like with the Sideshow Collectibles coat on. Everything else is Hot Toys, but I have switched out the coats. I really like it. And I think you could, you know, manhandle the coat a bit more here by Sideshow and make it look a bit more kind of creased like the Hot Toys one does. But I like the way it looks with the Sideshow coat. I think it works. Because I want to display my Sideshow Eric Draven without the coat on, because I prefer the physique of the Sideshow body. So this will work out nicely. Yeah, once I figure out the poses that they're going to be in, that'll pretty much be the setup. I just put the Sideshow Collectibles Crow on his shoulder as well, just to give it a little oomph. That is nice. I really like it. And because the Hot Toys body underneath has those really nice butterfly joints, you can make the coat appear a little less wide by just bringing the shoulders in closer to his chest. It narrows him down a little bit. Okay, let's go look at the physique, the proportions. Hot Toys on the left this time, Sideshow on the right. I definitely prefer the Sideshow body. The Hot Toys one, there's nothing much to it underneath that, you know, the top that he's wearing. There's no, you know, structure of muscle, or, you know, the chest, the plastic chest will end very abruptly and then there's a big gap and then the arm starts, and they didn't do this like a modern body where it's like a real torso underneath. It's just literally an old school, very kind of narrow shoulder and skinny body. So I've never really liked the look of the Hot Toys figure without the coat on. So I definitely would give it to the Sideshow one in that department. It's a pretty good body under here. And apparently there's actually bullet kind of wounds in the skin as well, which I never noticed on mine, but I've seen other people's reviews and they've pointed out that there's actually, you know, wounds sculpted into the body. So that's very, you know, pretty damn impressive. Sideshow went that far. There's a view from the side. Again, those old school bodies, I mean the joints just jump out at you through the material. I mean the elbow area there is just gross. Yeah, you can see where the chest kind of ends, and then there's a bit of a gap, and then that's where the neck plugs in. I mean, it's a 10-year-old figure compared to a year-old figure, so big difference there. And then the back view, Hot Toys on the left, Sideshow on the right. The Hot Toys one, obvious kind of, you know, gaps in the body, obviously because of the older style. Nowhere near as realistic as the more modern bodies where it's actually sculpted muscle and everything. I mean, on the review for this figure, I remember a certain lighting, I was able to see like the muscles in the back. And you can see the materials caught in an elbow joint there. I have to fix that. Okay, we got Hot Toys on the left, Sideshow on the right. Let's take a look at the boots. I tried to find a good picture of the boots from the movie on Google, but any images I did find where you could see them, it wasn't the best quality, and I couldn't really get a good sense of... More just wondering about the front of the boot. The Hot Toys ones here on the left are a little bit flatter. The Sideshow ones, they look a bit more on point to me. I do prefer, in general, whether they're more accurate or not, I do prefer the Sideshow boots. I like the silver little loops that you can see. Don't know if just over time that's faded on the Hot Toys ones, or maybe they were never that silver to begin with. But they just look, I mean, again, 10 years difference between them, but they just don't look as convincing to me as the Sideshow boots here. And there's no tread on either release. That's the Hot Toys one, just smooth. Sideshow, smooth. View from the front, Hot Toys on the left, Sideshow on the right. Yeah, great for the time, really nicely sculpted. The tongue flapping over the front, more so on his left boot. And then, yeah, they look pretty much the same. Let's take a look at the pants while we're here. The buttons on the Sideshow version here are way more obvious and prominent than the Hot Toys buttons. They both do have the star on each button. These look a bit more real, like the weathering in the crevices, the darker sections. And then the Sideshow one, nah, I don't know, I'd have to do more research. There is a video on YouTube of a guy who has the screen used outfit. He does talk about the buttons in that video, I remember seeing that. Check that out, folks, if you haven't seen it. Just search on YouTube screen used Eric Draven Crow outfit Brandon Lee and it will come up. It's a good video. Yeah, I'm going to go have a quick look at that and then come back. Okay, I checked that video and definitely think the Hot Toys one looked like the more accurate buttons out of the two. Let's take a look at the crows themselves. You've got the Sideshow one on the left and the Hot Toys crow on the right. Both completely different poses. I do prefer the more black paint job on the Sideshow one on the left. Just get in here. Yeah, the eye is quite convincing on the Sideshow one here. Hot Toys one, yeah, it's not bad. For the time. Very nice. The wrapping around the forearm here, it's a lot tougher on the Hot Toys one. That's like a really kind of actual piece of plastic that's sculpted to look like the wrapping there. The Sideshow wrapping, even the one that goes around his stomach area there, it's a lot thinner, but it still feels like some kind of thin plastic or maybe vinyl or something. It should be fine over time, but it is a lot thinner than the Hot Toys one. I think the Hot Toys looks a bit more convincing when it comes to that, for sure. Definitely more detail to it compared to the Sideshow one here. Okay, we got the Sideshow hand at the back there. And there's a bit more prominent knuckle and bone in the Sideshow hands. The Hot Toys hands come across a fair bit smoother. The Sideshow hand on the left also seems to have the detail of the cuticle at the back of the nail, which is quite something. The Hot Toys one doesn't have that, but again, it is 10 years older. Or I think technically it's 9 years between them, but we'll just call it 10. Round it off. Okay, and that should be pretty much it for the comparison for now, folks. I'm not going to tell you which one is better because I honestly couldn't. I don't know. I like different things about each one. I'm glad to have them both here now. I'm a huge fan of the movie, and I shall not be selling any or either one of these ever again. You know, do your research and see if you don't have any one of these yet and you really are craving a good 1/6 scale Eric Draven in the collection. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Sideshow figure, but obviously if you're really drawn to this head sculpt, I don't blame you. But obviously the issues with the coat and the pants, that needs to be fixed. You're going to have to find something to paint onto the pants and the coat to stop it from deteriorating. And at this point, it's still only a year after the release of the Sideshow one. I can't tell you how those coat and pants are going to hold up over time, but I'll keep you updated on it if anything comes up. So let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you found the video helpful. Please drop a like on it for me to help more people find the channel. Leave me a comment, let me know how you're doing. And I will see you soon on the channel. Got a really cool top 5 T-Rex Jurassic Park pieces coming up on the channel soon, and some other good stuff too. Alright, I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Bye bye.